What is going on, Blend FLC? My name is Caleb and I get to bring tonight's Blend Devo to you. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Do you enjoy the beach? I know it's summertime, we're supposed to be social distancing, but man, there is nothing like the beach. Hearing the waves crash, playing volleyball, playing soccer, throwing a frisbee, whatever you enjoy doing at the beach. I love the beach. But I remember when I was a kid, one of my favorite things to do was actually to build sandcastles. Okay, I'm not skilled enough to build a sandcastle, but I would take my bucket, fill it with sand, put it in the water, and then just have bucket sand castles, whatever that is. I loved building things with sand though. I wasn't good, but I enjoyed doing it. But man, I used to get so frustrated because it took one crash of a wave to just come and it would wipe away my sandcastle. No matter how hard I worked on it, no matter what I did to it, it would take it away. Man, have you ever felt like you were building something in your life and in one instance it was there, it looked cool, maybe people were even complimenting you on it, and then it just got washed away? You didn't really know where it came from, but something happened to where it took what you were building and completely wiped it away. It literally crumbled down. Man, I've felt that way in my life, and I think as we live in life, there's gonna be things that you will have felt that way about. Now, I don't wish that upon anybody, but it is a part of life. And you know, the way we choose to live our life, the principles that we live our life dictate how long our life will last or what we're building if it's gonna last. You know, the Bible says in Matthew 7:24 and 25, Jesus is talking and he says, "Everyone who hears these words of mine and does them is like a wise man who builds his house on the rock. The rain fell, the floods came, and the winds beat against the house, but it did not collapse because its foundation had been laid on rock." Man, I love this verse. I love this verse. I have a hard time with it. I do, but I love this verse. Why? Why do I love it? The first thing, it tells us how to be wise. How many of you want to be wise? Yeah, me too. Not being a wise guy. I want to be smart. I want to have wisdom. But the Bible says we are wise when we listen to Jesus's words and then we actually do what he says. In other words, in putting it in like practical terms, if my mom tells me to go clean my room, I am unwise if I don't go clean my room. I'm very wise if I go clean my room. And why would I be unwise to not clean my room? Because my mom is Puerto Rican and I will get a chancleta, I'll get a shoe, I'll get something thrown at me, I'll get yelled at. Actually, my mom, she didn't really do that as much. I had one chance, and if I didn't, then my dad would get involved, and I didn't want that. We are wise to listen and do the things that Jesus says we should be doing. And then he says, the rain fell, the floods came, and then the winds beat all against the house. What can that look like in today? Man, uncertainty hits our life. So something happens that I just completely wasn't expected and I don't know the answer. Or maybe it's, I feel overwhelmed, the flood of feeling overwhelmed. I feel like I'm up to here. I can't handle anything more, anything else in my life. Or maybe it's the wind beating, which is culture changing. No, cool, we're doing this right now. I remember I bought a fanny pack because I wanted to be cool. And now I look so weird when I wear my fanny pack because culture has changed. Culture changes just like the wind changes direction. And Jesus is saying, if you listen to my words and if you do the things that I'm telling you to do, you're gonna be able to withstand all that. You're gonna be able to stand strong. This is the hard part though. This is the part that I don't like. When you're building on rock, it takes a little bit longer to start and build that foundation. Man, when I was building on sand, it was so easy. Get some sand, wet it, set it down, done. It would build super fast. but man, it would fall even faster. And when we build our life on God, it's not going to be the thing that looks like a rocket taking off. No, we're going to have to dig deep, and we're actually going to have to dig deeper into His Word before we're going to see some of the things that we can produce. But man, once we're able to actually buy in and do the things that He says to do, we're going to start to see ourselves grow. We're going to start to see ourselves square our shoulders, hold our heads high, and see things that we're building, not based on our own power, but because our foundation is Jesus. Listen, He's the only thing that hasn't changed. How we dress changes. The words we use changes. Style of music is changing. Jesus never changes. And He wants us to succeed. He doesn't want us to be torn down or to dwindle away. That's not what He wants. He doesn't want you to be a fallen Jenga. You remember that Jenga game where you pull pieces out? That's not what He wants. He wants us to stand strong and to stand firm. But He knows the only way we can do that is when we listen to His words and then we do what He says to do. And I love that He just tells us straight up in the Bible, do this, don't do this. He lays it out. He gives us the recipe for success, but we have to be the ones to listen to it. He wants you to get that scholarship that you're going for. He wants you to get into that school. He wants you to get those grades. He wants you to have that healthy relationship. But the foundation of all of that is always going to be Jesus. When we want the best in life, we start with Jesus, and everything else comes into play. Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's Blend Devo. This was just as much for me as it was for you. We love you guys. We have some really, really big news coming up on when we're going to be getting back together in person for the Blend. So make sure you stay on the lookout for that. But if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, share it with your friends, and we can't wait to see you next week for another episode of Blend Devo.